What are you going to do with all that stuff that you've accumulated over your 18 plus years of life before you join the military? Stay tuned to this video to find out. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below if you have questions. But as always, let's roll right to the topic. So I get questions all the time about what to do with your stuff because a lot of people have accumulated a lot of things that mean a lot to them, or they have a car payment, or they have some other kind of issue going on and they're worried that that's going to hinder them from leaving for the military, or a consideration that they haven't really put into play. So first off, the most question I get about your stuff is actually your car. So I made a video kind of about what happens when you're on deployment, but that didn't relate to being in boot camp. So a lot of you guys that have a car, I would highly suggest getting rid of the car just because there's a lot of uncertainty, and many of you guys are going to go through boot camp, which that's 2 months, then A school, which is a little bit longer, a couple more months where you're not going to be able to drive. And you're not going to take it to A school because a lot of times they don't allow you to drive anyway, or they don't have parking. So you're pretty much stuck paying for several months for a car that you're not even going to be driving. And then if you get stationed overseas and if they don't allow you to have the car, it's just a lot of other stuff going on to where it's probably easier to just get rid of the car entirely. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of sentimental value wrapped up in your car, but and I do too. I love my car. That's why I kept my Honda Civic Type R, but it was because I love the car and I'm still going to pay on it and I want to keep it. So, but I'm also not switching jobs when I came to Japan. I'm still making more money actually than I was when I was in San Diego. So it's kind of one of those things where it's not really beneficial for somebody if you're coming into the military, switching jobs and career, you're switching your pay and a lot of things like that. If you really do want to keep the car though, you can have automatic payments withdrawn from your account, or you can set that up with your bank or with whoever does your loan and just let them know that you're joining the military, and if they need something, they probably can get a letter from your recruiter saying yes, or sending over your contract might be enough for them to say, hey, don't pay us for 2 months until you're done because we understand you're not going to have internet or whatever to make your payment. Next is all your other stuff. And when I say your other stuff, I know a lot of you guys are drummers, or you guys have a lot of stuff that might be bulky that you're worried if you can bring or not. So typically most people's barracks rooms are filled with clothes, the TV, some kind of video game system, maybe a computer, like a guitar, but nothing really too much bigger than that. So anything else like a dresser or something, I'd probably get rid of. Just because it's not going to benefit you. And if you eventually do move out in town, you'll be able to actually go buy something new if you want, because you're probably going to be making more money either way. I'd end up going on Craigslist and buying good finds that I'd want from people on there just for cheaper, because I was obviously new to having my own apartment. So that really helped me out, and that way you're not paying to put your stuff in storage. You're not having it sit at someone's garage or someone's house or something like that. Just get rid of as much as possible. I say that also many of you may find yourself living on an actual ship at one point before you actually get a barracks room. So that may shock you guys, but you definitely need to consider this because you're not going to have the space. I even had people write me asking about pets and dogs being allowed in the barracks. That's not allowed. So don't even ask that. Don't consider it. Just rid yourself of much responsibility of anything that you can while going to the military, and that's just going to ease your life up with considering how to move it. If you do have stuff that you do want to hold on to though, no matter what, my suggestion for you for that stuff is, if it's something that your family can bring to you in A school, bring it there. If it's something that can hold off until after school, leave it back at wherever it's at. If it's at someone's house, garage, whatever, have them keep it there. And then what you can do is go into move.mil, set up a movement where they will actually pick your stuff up from wherever that place is at. You can allow someone else on that side of wherever your stuff's at, say it's back home. You can put your mom or your dad or whoever you want to be the person to authorize the pickup. So don't worry, you don't have to actually be where your stuff is at. You guys will realize very quickly in the military that you guys are going to become very good minimalists. So I find that funny when I see a lot of videos on YouTube talking about, oh, minimalist lifestyle. I'm like, hey man, that's like what everyone in the military is trying to do or is required to do, because we just don't have the space. It's like you have to be ready to move. And it's actually kind of nice when you don't have that much stuff, because even when you guys are in the barracks, you don't have that much stuff. Say you go on deployment, you just bring what you need with you, and that's it. As always, guys, if you guys have questions about this topic or any other military topic for that fact, you can hit us up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. And as always, guys, I love you guys. I'll see you next time.